This message comes from NPR sponsor CFP, Certified Financial Planner Professionals, committed to acting in their clients' best interests. Learn more at letsmakeaplan.org.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm the 7-time winner of the Fort Lauderdale Wet Blazer Contest, Bill Curtis. And here is your host at the Studebaker Theater in the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, everybody. It is spring break, and just like we did in college, everyone on our show is taking the opportunity to stay home and catch up on our homework.
Speak for yourself, dweeb. I'm at a karaoke bar in Cabo, absolutely lit on tequila, singing Chapel Roan at the top of my lungs.
Okay, fine. While Bill is having fun, the rest of us are reviewing our notes from the past year or so. Delroy Lindo may not have won an Oscar for his role in the movie Sinners, but I am sure he was just as happy to join us back in January to talk about his amazing career.
Thank you.
I'm such a big fan of yours. I feel like I've seen you in movies and TV for a very long time, but I don't really associate you with one role. And I was wondering, do people recognize you mostly for one thing or another?
One thing or another.
Yeah.
Meaning different audience members have different references for me based on what they've seen me do. There is not one part in particular.
That said, it has always occurred to me, watching you in all kinds of different things, that your characters have a certain quality that they all share. And I actually heard you tell a story. You were on stage quite recently with your good friend Denzel Washington. And you told a story about how early on in your career you were approached by a guy on a bicycle. I think it was like you were getting your car. And that guy seemed to nail it. So I was wondering if you could tell that story to us.
So it's okay to curse on this show, right?
I think people get a sense. Go right ahead. We have beeps.
So I was parking my car on Park Avenue. This is many years ago in New York City. And a bicycle messenger passed me, young African-American gentleman. He stopped, backed his bike up, came to me and said, "Hey man, you that actor, right?" And I said, "Yeah, brother. Yes, I am." And he said, you know what I dig about you in the movies, man?" And I said, "What, brother?" He said, "Nobody ever with you in the movies, bro."
And that, am I right, guys? Yes?
And as I explained to Denzel, for me, I interpreted that as him having a certain kind of respect for whatever it is he had seen me do.
Yeah. It's true. As we have mentioned, you and Denzel have known each other for years. Students together at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco, where a lot of great actors came from. He says that you gave him one of the greatest bits of advice he ever got as a young, starving actor. You said you could survive, what was it, on a loaf of wheat bread, a jar of honey, and a jar of peanut butter.
That's how I lived when I needed to. Right? When I was the point being, that was a kind of a go-to that you could that one could get protein and get all of the nutrients that one needed.
Yeah, but I want to ask immediately though, when you first started making money, or maybe just the first time you got a paycheck for acting, what was like the good thing to eat, the first thing that you bought?
Okay, you will learn this about me. I'm not going to answer the question, but I will give you an answer.
Oh, please.
So when I first made a little bit of money as an actor, the thing that gave me the most joy was to be able to send money to my mom as proof that. Thank you. As proof that not only was I gainfully employed, but I was sufficiently gainfully employed that I could send her some money.
That's nice.
You know, I don't think you're doing that well, and I would like to adopt you.
Your mother, if I'm not mistaken, was a Jamaican immigrant to Great Britain, where you spent
That is correct.
First year.
That is correct.
So I'm assuming, like all immigrant mothers, she wanted you to make a nice living, like become a doctor, a lawyer, something respectable. It might have been a Paul.
Apparently, when I was 2.5, I said, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor, Ma. And my mom never let me forget that. So,
Right. You promised me. And what's amazing, another story I learned about you, is that you caught the acting bug at the age of 5.
I did. You've done your homework. As a result of being in the nativity play at my elementary, my primary school. That is correct.
Right.
Yes.
Which character in the nativity scene did you play?
The Black King, bro.
I want to talk to you about Sinners, which is an amazing film, one of the biggest movies of last year, which will hopefully reap a lot of awards. This is a movie, again, filled with music, brilliant music, extraordinary music, and you play a musician.
Yeah.
A singer and piano player. Did you have to learn? Was that a talent you brought to the table when you walked on set?
No, I received a lot of instruction. I had 3 brilliant musicians, New Orleans-based musicians, who worked with me on my relationship to the keyboard.
Right.
And I also had instruction on the harp, the harmonica. So I had a lot of instruction.
Yeah. Do you still play now that the movie's all wrapped in the past?
No, I have. God bless them. The producers gave me one of the keyboards. I've been so busy, frankly, I haven't had a chance to get back to it.
I don't know, man. If you don't practice, you may not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, it's true. I want to ask you this before we move to our game, which is we understand that one of your legacies as your youth in Britain is that you were a big fan of soccer.
I am.
Man U, right?
All day long.
All day long, Man U. You're a pretty prominent guy. Has the team honored you? Have they had you there? I mean, they have a lot of fans, but you're pretty...
Man, they have not, and give them a call.
I will.
On my behalf.
If only I'd known. Are you then very excited for the upcoming World Cup?
I am.
Yeah.
I really, really am, yeah. Very, very much so. I'm not sure. I don't have tickets yet. Anybody in the audience who has influence there can give me a call. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's a sad thing when someone like you has to ask us.
Yeah, right.
All right,
really.
but do you have any divided loyalties? You grew up in England. You live here. Is where your career has been. Are you going to be rooting? You know who you're rooting for?
Actually, that's a really good question. And I would say the answer, do I have divided loyalties? I would say I'd like to see the English team do well. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the American team do well. So I guess I've got my feet on both sides of the fence there.
Okay, you're going to be torn if it comes down to those two teams.
It will not.
Yeah, I was about to say no way.
It's not going to happen, man.
No, that's not. I'm hardly a fan, and even I know that is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No. Well, Delroy Lindo, it is a pleasure to talk to you, and we have invited you here today to play a game, and we are calling it
Sinners Meet the Saints.
So you star in the movie Sinners, as said, so we thought we'd ask you today 3 questions about Saints, specifically the New Orleans Saints of the NFL, which, if you're not a fan, in this last season, 2025, improved on the prior year's 5-12 record by going 6-11. So if you answer 2 out of 3 questions correctly, you will win our prize. One of our listeners, the voice of anyone from our show they might like on their voicemail. Bill, who is the great Delroy Lindo playing for?
Kevin Harmon of Detroit, Michigan.
Here's your first question. The Saints have been playing in the NFL since 1967, and for the first few decades, they weren't very good. After a 1-15 season in 1980, disappointed fans in New Orleans started calling them what? A, the New Orleans Aints. B, the New Orleans Taints. Or C, the Houston Saints.
I'm going to say the New Orleans Taints.
I wish it were, but it was the New Orleans Aints, I'm afraid. They took the S off. New Orleans Aints. They ain't very good. Here's your next question, though. You still have 2 more chances. The Saints are credited with an innovation in pro football. What was it? A, they were the first team to hire a choreographer for their end zone dancers. B, they were the first team to have a fan in the stands wear a paper bag over his head from embarrassment. Or C, they were the first team to make uniform pants tighter to increase fan appeal.
Am I allowed to ask for the right answer from somebody in the audience?
You are welcome to poll the audience, but the audience is yelling B.
I'm going with B also.
That is B, yes. The man first to put a bag on his head out of embarrassment while watching a football game was named Mike Dilberto. He was a Saints fan and sometimes broadcaster. He was the first to do it, but hundreds soon followed. All right, here's your last question. You get this right, Delroy, you win it all for one of our listeners. The Saints, at one point, seemed to have a rather unlikely fan. Who was it? A, Pope Francis, who regularly accidentally tagged the team while trying to tweet about the other kind of Saints. B, a very popular burlesque dancer in NOLA who changed her name to the Nude Orleans Saint. Or C, a man who remained loyal to the team despite proposing to 3 different women on the Jumbotron on 3 different occasions and getting rejected by all of them.
The Pope.
The Pope is right. Yes, Pope Francis. Devout man. Devoted to the Catholic saints, but not very good at Twitter. He kept tagging the New Orleans Saints whenever he would praise the saints of the Catholic Church. Bill, how did Delroy Lindo do in our quiz?
2 out of 3 is a winner, which proves don't F with Delroy.
There you go.
God bless you.
Come on, Delroy.
When we come back, Paula Poundstone gets called out by our celebrity guest, and we are joined by the People's Princess himself. That's when we return with more of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR. This message comes from Grammarly. From emails and reports to proposals, work today demands clear thinking and confident communication. 90% of professionals say Grammarly has saved them time writing and editing their work. It helps simplify complex ideas so your message lands clearly and quickly. This is AI that works with you, not over you. In a world of generic AI, don't sound like everyone else. With Grammarly, you never will. Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com.
This message comes from Betterment. You know when you sell a stock or any investing asset and start to feel the dread of getting a surprise tax bill? Betterment's Tax Impact Preview tool shows you the estimated tax impact of the sale, so you can make informed, tax-smart investing decisions. Get started today at Betterment.com. Investing involves risk, performance not guaranteed. Betterment is not a tax advisor, nor should any information herein be considered tax advice. Please consult a qualified tax professional.
This message comes from Lowe's. Got a little spring fever? Lowe's has the cure. During Springfest, make your landscape stand out with Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot garden soil. Buy 3 bags and get 3 free. Then head inside and save up to 40% off select major appliances. The season's best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through April 22nd while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowes.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis, and here is your host at the Studebaker Theater at the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, everybody. So, like I said, we are on spring break, and we are spending the time reviewing our past work just in case anybody gives us a pop quiz on it.
If that happens, I'll just sit next to you and copy your answers, nerd.
I hope we get tested on our conversation with Rhea Seehorn, the star of Better Call Saul and Pluribus, because I have practically got it memorized anyway. What can I say? I'm a fan.
So much so, in fact, that Peter asked her if it was true that in Better Call Saul, she went from being a supporting player to a star because creator Vince Gilligan liked her so much.
I mean, I don't know all of the inner workings of it. I do know that they told me after the fact that they weren't sure how long I would be there, or if I would just end up being, the one that got away to Jimmy, or some, mythological thing that he wished he had risen to. I do think they enjoyed my performance, but I also think they realized it was a very good storytelling tool.
Right. You could have just admitted to sucking up, but that also was a lovely story. Better Call Saul, right, for people who don't know, was a prequel to Breaking Bad, and your character, Kim Wexler, is not in Breaking Bad. So like every other fan of Better Call Saul, I was terrified every episode that you were going to get killed, right?
As was I.
Well, that was the question. Because I wondered, was it like on The Sopranos, where like every actor famously would open the script that week, wondering if like that was their number had come up?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm thinking the Game of Thrones people had it even worse.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, my good friend Patrick Fabian and I would just, the first couple of seasons, I would say, we would get our scripts and just call each other, flipping through, and just go, I'm not dead, I'm not dead, I'm not dead. And he didn't tell me that he knew he was going to die in that last season. I got surprised reading the script, and Bob and Patrick and I lived together for most of the seasons of shooting, and I ran upstairs. I was like, I can't believe you kept this from me. And he did, and he even kept it from his wife, who watched it.
Really?
Watched it when it aired and was like, "What?"
Yeah. This isn't my situation, or it doesn't sound like his, but I can't imagine being in a marriage where you're like, how does she react when she sees me die?
I was just thinking that, just watching to see if there's like an unconscious grin.
Yeah,
right?
just like,
to check.
Did you just giggle?
You have to talk about Pluribus, which I love and am just so excited when every episode comes. One of the things.
Thank you. I hear Paula won't watch it.
Yeah.
It's not that I won't watch it. Listen, I love Rhea Seehorn to death, and I would watch anything you were in. I would watch like a cleaning product commercial with you, but I don't know how to do streaming or any kind of paid television. So I watched Better Call Saul so many times that I know so much more about it than what any of you are saying, because I watched it on DVD. So if it doesn't come out on DVD, or there's not like a puppet show version of it, I don't.
I'm gonna buy you an Apple TV and then paint it to look like a VCR.
Yes. Oh, it could also come out on VHS, Ray, because I still have a VCR.
I was just with Vince this morning doing an interview and told him I was coming on. He says hi. He also loves this show. And literally said, Paula, he's going to find out if there's a way for us to make VHS tapes of the show.
Oh, thank you.
In addition to being a huge fan of yours, I respect you immensely because you spent a lot of times in the trenches in theater and doing what work you could. And I wondered if you knew at this juncture what your first listed credit on IMDb.com is.
What does IMDb say?
The IMDb says your first credit as a professional actor was playing the tutorial sorceress in the Magic the Gathering video game.
That was a very early job. Yes.
Yes. And
so in the original game, it was software of the game, of the card game, and but it came with a tutorial, and on the back of the box, but it would be like a teeny tiny window on your screen would be the tutorial about how to navigate through the game. And me and an actor named Reggie, we were playing sorcerer and sorceress, and it was so low budget that they didn't have shoes, but they wanted us to look like we were wearing kind of gladiator sorcerer boots or whatever. So we're just wearing tube socks with electrical tape in crisscross fashion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
that's if you look carefully at Gladiator, that's what Russell Crowe wore.
That's true.
Right.
It's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing, as I
get
did.
out.
If you are a Rhea Seehorn completist, it's out there for you. Well, Rhea Seehorn, it is such a joy to talk to you, and we have in fact asked you here to play a game. We are calling it this time,
It's Christmas, Carol.
So as everybody on Earth in Pluribus knows, your character's name is Carol. So we thought, given the season, we'd ask you about Christmas carols. Answer 2 to 3 questions. You'll win our prize for one of our listeners, the voice of anyone they might choose, giving holiday greetings on their voicemail. So, Bill, who is Rhea Seehorn playing for?
Alex Johnson of Seattle, Washington.
All right. First question. Just this year, a famous person tried to put their own trademark on a new Christmas carol. Was it A, Tyra Banks' song, Santa Smize. B, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's "Can You Smell What Santa Is Cooking?" Or C, Rick Astley's "I'm Never Gonna Give You Gifts."
Okay, I'm going with A.
You're going to go with A, Tyra Banks' song Santa Smize. You're right.
Wow.
Named by the Washington Post as one of the 5 worst Christmas carols of the year. So, all right, that was very good and instinctual and very good. All right, next question. In 1953, a child singer named Gayla Peavy recorded and released a song called "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas." Big hit. What was the result? A, the response to the song was so negative, she eventually became a nun and took a vow of silence. B, stuffed hippos were going in the black market for $5,000 in today's money. Or C, somebody actually gave her a hippo.
I think C.
You're right, it was C, yes. It was a huge hit. She sang it on the Ed Sullivan Show, and somebody gave her a hippo, and she eventually donated said hippo to the Oklahoma City Zoo. Okay, you're being perfect in this, as you have been in all things. Here's your last question. John Denver put out a Christmas album once, Rocky Mountain Christmas, which included which of these less than merry Christmas songs? A, Please Daddy, Don't Get Drunk This Christmas. B, My Gift for You Is My Love, parentheses, because that's all I can afford. Or C, Poisoned by the Mistletoe.
Wow. With A.
You're going to go with A.
Wow.
Again, Please Daddy, Don't Get Drunk This Christmas. You're right again. That is pretty impressive.
Yeah. I totally think people that are caroling should add that John Denver song.
Yeah, I think it'll bring some issues to the forefront.
I think it's good. I think honesty is what we need. Bill, how did Rhea Seehorn do in our quiz?
She was perfect. She got them all right.
Rhea Seehorn is nominated for a Golden Globe for her performance in Pluribus. I am betting the first of many such nominations. You can stream it on Apple TV now. It's amazing. Don't read a word about it. Watch it. Rhea Seehorn, thank you so much for being with us on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. We're such big fans.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
so grateful.
This is a dream come true. Thank you.
It was for
The show,
us.
it's such a wonderful show.
Take care. Bye.
Love you, Ray.
Everybody loves it when their friends do well, right? Which is why we were so happy when our friend Andy Richter had an amazing run on the most recent season of Dancing with the Stars.
And we were even happier when Andy joined us live on stage in Phoenix in December.
We were delighted to see our friend Andy Richter on this season of Dancing with the Stars, in which he inspired a whole lot of supporters online to call themselves Fandies. He and his dance partner, Emma Slater, lasted far longer than most expected into the competition, with Andy being dubbed by the judges the People's Princess. We are delighted Her Highness could join us here on stage in Phoenix. Andy Richter, welcome back to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you, thank you.
So,
and I should say,
Yes.
it wasn't the judges.
It wasn't the judges.
It was just somebody online started calling me the People's Princess.
Okay.
Yeah, which is incredibly flattering.
It really
And
is, yeah.
And I really am hoping for a tiara for Christmas.
Why not?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I have to ask, were you Dancing with the Stars has been around for a while. Did you always wanted to be on it?
No, quite the opposite. It always seemed like a terrifying prospect. And then I didn't work very much for a little while, and it seemed kind of a good idea.
Yeah, really.
yeah.
Did you seek them out? Did they call you?
No. I got it was way back in April. I got an email from my agent saying, they've offered you this, and I've told this before. My first instinct was, say no and don't tell my wife that they asked.
Right.
Like, just because, and then a minute later I felt like I have to do this. And so I said yes. And then as it got closer, I just thought, oh, I've made a terrible mistake.
Tell me about your dance experience and expertise before this all began.
I'll just tell it to you in an anecdote that my wife reminded me of when I said yes to Dancing with the Stars. For our wedding, my only requirement for our dance was that the song be the shortest one possible.
Right.
Because I just I wasn't comfortable. I mean, I can dance.
So wait a minute.
With some drinks at a party.
What was the song? Was it like the boot up tone from Microsoft Windows?
Yes.
What was it?
Yeah, it was my ringtone.
Yeah. And so what was the preparation? So like you show up, you say I've been to the gym, I've been doing my cardio.
Yeah. You start dancing. You start being taught a routine.
Did you get assigned a partner, in your case,
yes.
Emma?
I was lucky enough to get Emma Slater, who is an angel and really an amazingly talented person, an amazing choreographer. She understood me. She understood like how to teach me.
Right.
Because I don't enjoy being pushed.
Right.
You know, like the hard line kind of thing. I just say, F this, goodbye. So I need to be treated, you know. And also she's very fun. And she also, the part of her genius was that she said, oh, and by the way, every day we're going to make 2 or 3 TikToks.
Uh-huh.
And I very quickly, she would point and say, look how many views this got. And I'd be like, 1.3 million?
Right.
Like, that's what?
And this is...
That number has never been connected to me other than for taxation purposes.
I watched a lot of your dances, and I'm saying this with complete love and respect, speaking as a man that for good reason has not danced in public for 25 years, but it kind of seemed like your job was to stand still and watch with amazement while your partner did amazing dance moves sort of around you.
Andy, don't let him do you like that.
But
don't let him do you like that.
But, and here was the charming part, you made a lot of very expressive faces as you watched her dance about.
No. You make it sound like, I mean...
You weren't entirely.
I moved from one point to the other, and there was footwork that I had to remember.
Really?
Yeah. Yes! Yes! I learned to cha-cha, a foxtrot. I pulled off a foxtrot, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you. Thank you. And by the end, too, I was, with each new week's dance, I would learn it in one rehearsal.
But it was like
I
one
did
rehearsal.
have the ability.
One rehearsal. Yeah, you can do that
I can remember, yeah.
Wow. You sort of learned
There's
that muscle.
thank you. I tried to emulate the real dancers because I would do the dance that we were doing that week and think, I really nailed that one. I really got it. And then we would look, because we'd record it on our phones, and I'd look at it on the phone, and I'm like, look at that old man stomping around, waving his arms. Yeah, I would try in different times to sort of emulate the sort of more sort of fluid movements. And it's, I was a rhino in a gazelle contest.
Yes.
I'm never going to be a gazelle.
There you go. The People's Princess. Well, Andy Richter, it is always such a pleasure to have you on our show. And as always, we'd like you to play a game that this time we are calling
Gotta Dance.
So given your performance on Dancing with the Stars, we thought we'd ask you about somebody who was really good at dancing, Gene Kelly. Answer 2 out of 3 questions about the legendary song and dance man, and you will win a prize for one of our listeners. Also, who is Andy Richter playing for this time?
Firma and Barry Kipnis of Prescott, Arizona.
Nice. Not far from here. All right, you ready? Here's your first question. Gene Kelly went from being a dance instructor in Pittsburgh to one of the biggest movie stars of all time. What was among his many secrets of success? A, custom-made motorized tap shoes. B, pants that were one size too small to accentuate his butt. Or C, whatever the music you heard watching him on screen, on set he was always dancing to the same song, Home on the Range.
I think it's the butt pants.
You're right.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen him, you'd know that's true. Not only did he have his pants made a little tight, he would sometimes make sure his male co-star's pants were a little loose. Okay. Kelly went on, after his own career on screen, to be a director. He directed the movie Hello, Dolly. Mm-hmm. And the star of that film, Michael Crawford, said that he got the part after Kelly said which of these to him. Was it A, quote, "You remind me of a young me before I knew how to dance"? B, quote, "We can shoot somebody with talent from the waist down and edit it in"? Or C, quote, "We're looking for an attractive idiot. My wife thinks you're attractive, and I think you're an idiot"?
Boy. I think maybe the third one.
The third one.
Yeah, about the wife and the
You're
idiot.
right. You know this business. You know these people. That's exactly what he said. And he is kind of an attractive idiot in the film, so it works out. All right, last question. You can be perfect here. Gene Kelly and his wife hosted these massive parties for his famous friends in Beverly Hills, and a mainstay of those parties was what? A, Kelly's toe tap and punch, which was just, as it turned out, grain alcohol and red food coloring. B, Kelly challenging any guest there for the first time to a dance-off. Or C, a cutthroat version of charades that could last for 24 hours straight.
It's got to be the charades.
It is the charades, Andy. A man who's been to his Hollywood parties.
24 hours
24
of
hours.
charades.
They would sometimes, it was known as the game.
Yeah.
We're going to play the game.
Wow.
Yeah, true story. Also, how did Andy Richter do in our quiz?
He danced his way to a perfect score, 3 out of 3.
You did.
Thank you.
There you go. Andy Richter was the People's Princess on this year's run of Dancing with the Stars. He is the host of the 3 Questions with Andy Richter podcast, which airs Mondays on the Sirius XM app or wherever you might get your podcast. Please give it up to our friend Andy Richter.
Thanks so much.
Andy, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
When we come back, our panelists go all out to earn their meager paychecks, and Jon M, the director of the Wicked movies, explains how it really isn't easy being green. That's when we come back with more Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
This message comes from Lowe's. Got a little spring fever? Lowe's has the cure. During SpringFest, make your landscape stand out with Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot garden soil. Buy 3 bags and get 3 free. Then head inside and save up to 40% off select major appliances. The season's best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through April 22nd while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowes.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
This message comes from Prolon. Feeling heavy and depleted? Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet aims to make it easy to reset your body, habits, and energy. Developed at USC's Longevity Institute, the goal of Prolon's nutrition program is to rejuvenate you from within by working at the cellular level to support fat loss, glowing skin, and sharper focus. Get 15% off plus a bonus gift when you subscribe at prolonlife.com/NPR. This message comes from LinkedIn Ads. Ever invest in something that seemed incredible at first but didn't live up to the hype? For marketers, that's impressions. When ads don't create revenue, that's a tough conversation with the CFO. Instead, invest in results your CFO will love. LinkedIn Ads generates the highest ROAS of all major ad networks, so advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 and get a $250 credit. Just go to linkedin.com/NPRpod. Terms and conditions apply.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis, and here's your host at the Studebaker Theater in the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. So we are not the only ones enjoying a deserved spring break, so are our panelists. Do you know how hard it is to appear regularly on a quiz about the week's news, sometimes for years, and still never seem to know the answers to the questions? Here's some proof. Joelle.
Yes.
Joelle, the Consumer Electronics Show was this week. That's the big show where all the tech people bring out their cool new tech products for people. Cool. And one new gadget caught our attention. It's called the eye polish. That's the name of the device. What is the eye polish?
The eye polish.
Yeah, it doesn't polish things. It takes the place of a kind of polish.
Oh, like for bald men's heads?
No. No one cares about that. It'd be like you'd be saying to your boyfriend, "Oh, hold on, before we go out, let me download my French manicure."
Oh, it's for nail?
Yes, it's digital nail polish.
Huh.
All right. So eye polish, the product is digital press-on nails. You never have to paint them. They display up to 300 colors just with the push of a button.
Wow.
So, twing. Yep, exactly.
That
basically
sounds
little
useful.
digital screens, little digital, panels that shaped like fingernails that light up in whatever color you choose. As someone who bites my nails, and I do, I think it would really help it if every time I did it, I was electrocuted.
It just, when you hear about, that's the product that's catching people's eyes, and that's the great thing that's coming out of the world of technology, it's hard to believe that the international world rules-based order is on its way out. It's
kind of a leap.
If you read that in the paper, if that was the headline, it just seems like, how can we even be thinking about that?
Yeah,
with everything else
going on. So it'll be
on?
we'll be living in this dystopian Orwellian hellscape.
Yes.
But we will have light brights on our fingernails.
Exactly.
Right.
What's a paper?
Panelists, this week we read a term in the news that was new to us, and you each get one guess at what it means. What are clanker balls? Peter Gross.
Clanker balls? Those things in the offices that you clank and they knock into each other and they go.
That's
the first thing I thought of.
Your,
Why? What are the other implications?
Joelle, what do you think clanker balls means?
The type of parties Trump's going to have in the ballroom.
Rachel, where'd your mind go with it?
I don't want to say right away, but clanker is AI, usually a term for AI usage, right? Am I close? Please.
Okay, yeah, no, you're close, but that's not. I'll tell you,
Oh, can I guess again? Is it the things that go on the back of a truck?
Those are. That's also a really good guess, but those are truck nuts.
Those are truck nuts.
Duh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Way
Truck
better
nuts,
name for that.
Truck nuts with a Z. So, okay. Clanker balls are balls that hang above a road before a low bridge to warn trucks they're gonna crash. So if any of you guessed that, you're right, but you're also boring. Like Peter.
Did something happen this week where it was like...
I think what happened this week is that the Wait, Don't Tell Me writers were like, oh my God, you guys, have you heard of clanker balls? I think that's what happened this week.
I'm confused, though. They're hanging from the bridge they're right in front of the bridge before.
Yeah, so they're like a block before, some amount of space before the bridge.
Okay.
So then they're called clanker balls because they're engineered to let out a loud clang when something crashes into them, which differs from the sound you hear when something crashes into regular balls crying.
There's no exit after the clanker balls. They just let you know you're about to die.
I think
you're about to experience a world of pain.
Right.
No, I guess there's enough room for you to brake and then turn around or whatever.
Sounds like standard highway behavior.
Yeah.
Just turning around a truck.
Oops. But to your point, Rachel, earlier, a while back on this show, we actually talked about how clanker is a derogatory slur term for robots, which would suggest another meaning for clanker balls. And if you think the idea of those clanker balls is absurd, you've never taken a look under R2-D2, huh? Am I right, ladies?
So we're not supposed to say clanker with a hard R?
Paula, question for you. It is spring cleaning season, but this week Real Simple magazine warned that when you're decluttering, you should not be tempted to declutter what?
Money. Do you have a hint for me, Peter?
I do. You need to keep this around because if you run out at home, you can't ask someone to hand you some under the stall divider.
Oh, toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
Who would get rid of old toilet paper?
Get rid of your toilet paper. Apparently, enough people are doing that Real Simple had to tell you not to.
That's absurd. Why would anyone get rid of toilet paper?
Exactly.
If it's used, that's different, but...
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Apparently, this is a problem enough. They declared you should not get rid of your toilet paper. This is true now. It's always been true. That's why in ancient Egypt, when someone died, they would wrap that person in their leftover toilet paper.
This sounds like something that Costco's pushing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do people get to an age where they don't use toilet paper anymore? I'd say on my deathbed, I might roll over to somebody and say, you can get rid of that toilet paper now.
This message comes from Lowe's. Got a little spring fever? Lowe's has the cure. During SpringFest, make your landscape stand out with Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot garden soil. Buy 3 bags and get 3 free. Then head inside and save up to 40% off select major appliances. The season's best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through April 22nd while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowes.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
This message comes from Prolon. Feeling heavy and depleted? Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet aims to make it easy to reset your body, habits, and energy. Developed at USC's Longevity Institute, the goal of Prolon's nutrition program is to rejuvenate you from within by working at the cellular level to support fat loss, glowing skin, and sharper focus. Get 15% off plus a bonus gift when you subscribe at prolonlife.com/NPR.
Finally, I grew up on movie musicals, a form that died out years ago when everyone realized that in real life, people don't just burst into song. So, I was grateful to talk to Jon M, director of In the Heights and the 2 Wicked movies, who might have single-handedly revived the genre.
But he didn't grow up singing and dancing. Instead, he worked in his family's legendary Chinese restaurant in the Bay Area.
56 years later, my dad's still there. He's 82. It's called Chef Chu's, and he's there all the time. He loves to work and loves to eat.
Wow, yeah. And were you ever tempted to go into that business?
Never.
Not once. Not even a little bit.
I would, a restaurant, being raised in a restaurant, it's great because it's a house of stories. Everyone's telling stories to my dad's telling stories to them about me, and it's the people in that restaurant, because it was in Palo Alto and Silicon Valley, that people from Adobe gave me software to edit with, gave me cameras, gave me computers, so it was a very beautiful place.
Wow. Yeah, and that's what I meant, that you were identified pretty early as somebody with a flair. Yeah, so you went to film school, and you made a short film which got a lot of attention, and I was able to find the trailer for it online.
Oh, man.
And it's called When the Kids Are Away, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
If I understood correctly, because it's just the trailer, the idea is little kid leaves for school with all his friends leaving for school, leaving their housewife mothers. They're all sort of traditional housewives. And as soon as they're gone, the housewives break out into these fabulous, big, choreographed musical numbers.
Yes, what they do when the kids are away.
and I watch this, and I'm like, oh, my God, it was true.
But the twist of the movie is at the end. I'm just going to ruin it for people. Please. But at the end, because you'll never find it, the end of it is that this kid gets found and he starts to share his moves. He thinks he's in trouble, but he shares his moves, and he actually introduces new moves to them. And we find out that he's actually little Michael Jackson, and that it's the passing on of the old musical to the new musical. Because from then on, he knows how to do that.
Wow. Oh. I'm just thinking.
It was very deep. It was very deep.
Yeah.
It was very deep.
You were a dancer. You studied tap dance for a long time, right?
I did. I mean, I was forced to tap with my sister because my mom didn't. I was in the car when she would take all our brothers and sisters to different dance things. So I did tap with my sister. I didn't want any other people in our class. So me and my sister did our local talent show, our school talent show every year.
Wow. Were you any good?
If by tapping well you mean like glitter and gloves, and I did this one, me and my shadow with my sister, and we got in a fight right before we're doing it in front of our school, and my mom brought in the wood panels, and my sister and I are fighting, and so she's really shy, and I don't sing along with her, so she had to sing in front of our whole school by herself, and I'm in this big black unitard as her shadow, and so I haven't lived it down since then.
Really?
I actually still feel very guilty about that. So.
And she's never seen any movie you've ever done because she's still mad, right? So you grew up on musicals, and so you must have been excited when you got to direct the movie version of probably the biggest musical of the last 20 years, right? Wicked?
Yeah, I was psyched. I saw Wicked before it was ever on Broadway, when it was at San Francisco, because we had season tickets, and my mom called me up. I was at USC at the time. She said, come watch Stephen Schwartz's new musical. So I got to watch it sort of as patient zero before anyone knew anything about it.
I just have to ask, to personal reasons, when you were watching Wicked, were there any middle-aged men in the audience sobbing at Defying Gravity? Did that happen at all?
We were all sobbing. We were all sobbing.
Okay.
So beautiful.
So I have to ask you about this, especially with the first installment, Wicked. There were so many marketing tie-ins. There was Wicked branded Crocs, Wicked mac and cheese cups, Wicked Barbies, Wicked Stanley Cups, and Wicked Build-A-Bears. I'm assuming you own all of that?
Swiffers? Yep.
Yep, you have it all?
I know. Now I know who sponsors this show, by the way.
Did you have a favorite one of those that they threw at you?
Listen, the Swiffer is pretty cool when you go to Target and you see the Elphaba and Galinda sections, and they're there. I mean, it's not a broomstick. It's but it's close enough.
Wicked Swiffers.
It sort of makes sense.
Honestly, though.
That's a good way to get your kid to clean the house, like your kid that loves Elphaba is like, I'm defying gravity.
I got one more question. So I watched, before Wicked, some years ago, you made not one, but 2 movies with Justin Bieber. Yes. And I'm watching the second one. I had to. It's the one that's leaving Netflix soon. and here's the thing. You designed the concert in addition to filming the movie of the concert. And including, which I thought was intensely cool, Justin's entrance into the concert in which he flies in, foreshadowing Elphaba, right? With these enormous wings. And I was wondering, speaking to you as a creative genius, if you have any idea that how I can improve my entrance onto this stage. Because I just kind of walk out.
You need some lasers, you need some dancers, and you need your wings. You know, his wings were made of all his things that he actually knows how to do. It's built of all the things that have carried him. And, again, I'm very deep, guys. And you have to find your wings. What are your wings?
So my wings, all the things that got me here would be standardized tests and antidepressants. I could see it. Jon Chu, it is a pleasure to talk to you. We have invited you here today to play a game we're calling
That's Wicked Good.
Since you directed Wicked for Good, we thought we'd ask you about a famously wicked good place, Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, gosh.
Where, by the way, now that I think of it, Wicked Swiffer sounds like something they'd say, right? A Wicked Swiffer. Yeah. Anyway, answer 2 to 3 questions correctly. You'll win our prize phone of our listeners, the voice of anyone they might choose in their voicemail. Bill, who is Jon Chu playing for?
Joe Robbins of Seattle, Washington.
All right, you ready to do this?
All right, let's go, Joe. I got you.
Okay, man. Here we go. Here's your first question. Scientists have tried to study what makes people from Boston become people from Boston. And one actual study discovered which of these findings? A, Bostonian skulls are 5% thicker than the average Americans. B, 15% of Boston toddlers drink coffee. Or C, all Boston school districts have a unit on how to climb light poles.
Oh my God.
The one that is like crazy enough, but not too crazy, would be the coffee, B.
You're right, John. That's one.
What?
Yeah. Here's your next question. Boston sports fans are known for their enthusiasm. During the parade to celebrate the New England Patriots' first Super Bowl win in 2002, what happened? A, the crowd started chanting, "Yankees suck," even though they play baseball. B, 3 fans were arrested for trying to throw beer bottles right into the hood of Bill Belichick's sweatshirt. Or C, fans crowd surfed Tom Brady all the way from his duck boat to a nearby bar.
I'm going to go A.
You're right, that's what they did. I mean, of course that's what they did.
That's what I would do. That seems fun.
Yankees suck. I got to tell you, I saw it on TV. It was wicked Swiffer. Here's your next question. Earlier this month, Boston's WBZ News I-Team launched an investigative report after a man had something he'd been saving to pass on to his kids ripped away from him, heartlessly. What did that man lose? A, his Red Sox season tickets located where his heckles could be heard on TV. B, a 1981 Pontiac Trans Am that was missing both axles. Or C, 93,000 Dunkin' Donuts rewards points.
Ripped away from him.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with what I think is just the most logical. Yeah. I'll go C.
You're right. That's what it was. He had accumulated 93,000 rewards points at Dunkin'. He was hoarding them to hand out to his children as his only legacy, and then Dunkin' changed the rules and they vanished. Isn't that sad?
Cat.
terrible.
It's
That's terrible.
actually the
Well, listen, we had a great
injustices.
partnership with Duncan for Wicked for Good. You could get these little Munchkin tins. It was great. It's fantastic. So.
Of course. Munchkins.
Yeah, it's right there.
Can you talk to them about
Wicked
this guy's
smart.
points?
I think we should talk to them. Come on.
Come on.
Dunkin' Donuts, if you're out there, help this guy out.
Bill, how did John Chu do in our quiz?
3 right answers is wickedly good.
Wicked awesome. Wicked awesome. Jon M. Chu is the award-winning director of the Wicked movies. You can stream Wicked for Good now. Jon M. Chu, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for these wonderful movies. I cried like a baby. Take care. That's it for our own spring break edition. We'll be back next week, tanned and nursing a hangover. But first, Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Haircut Productions. Doug Berman, Benevolent Overlord. Philip Gotica writes our limericks. Our public address announcer is Paul Friedman. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Jennifer Mills, Miles Dornbos, and Lillian King. Special thanks to Monica Hickey. Peter Gwynn is the only body we'll do shots off of. Our vibe curator is Emma Choi. Technical director is from Lorna White. Our CFO, that's Colin Miller. Our production manager is Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian Chillog. And the executive producer, Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, is Mike Danforth. Thanks to everybody you heard on our show this week, all our panelists, our guest scorekeeper, Alzo Slade, and of course, Bill Curtis. Thanks to all of you for listening. I'm Peter Sagal. We'll see you next week. This is NPR.
Support for NPR and the following message come from Spectrum Business, with connectivity solutions to help your business stay online and on track. Reliable connections, responsive support, and tailored solutions. Spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
This message comes from Indeed. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed's sponsored jobs. Claim a $75 sponsored job credit to get matched with quality candidates at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This message comes from Working Forests Initiative. In American working forests, their professionals are committed to planting more trees than they harvest. Learn more at workingforestsinitiative.com.